Jen, how are you tonight?
I am good. I am good. I am
Yeah.
just over here working. It's been a week. Girl, I've had insomnia twice this week so far.
Uh oh.
I know. I
It's
need
been
this
a
voodoo
crazy.
to get off of me.
It's been a crazy week. I'll admit to. I don't know. I mean, I know it's Halloween this week, so like that, But I mean, I don't know. It's like full moon, like people coming out of the woodwork. You know, I don't know.
Hmm.
But it's crazy. It's
Um,
crazy.
it has been crazy. It is a full moon this week, isn't it?
I don't know. Is it? I mean, I know Halloween's on Thursday, so I'm not sure about full moon. Um,
Sorry, I'm just sharing this to
Well,
places.
that's okay. I'm just gonna look up to see if it's a full moon. Full moon for October was October 17th. So let's see, when's the next one? Um, November 15th. So it's not for a while yet again, but you would think, I don't know, maybe it's the Halloween. People thinking of what kind of costumes they're gonna be, who they're gonna be, who they're not gonna be. I don't know,
Right.
but
I still have to carve my pumpkin. We have three pumpkins sitting in the back seat of our car, and I still have to carve my pumpkin. I
uh,
also have to get candy. But right now I have bubbles to give to the kiddos. We have the little Wendy's pack things like to go get frosties for like free or whatever because we've already paid for them.
mm-hmm.
Um and oh yeah. So we have exciting news everybody. My friend and friendly acquaintance Miss Kimberly Brown, the legendary Jim Brown's daughter, is going to be joining us for a special edition show on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 p.m. Central. So we are super excited about this. Kimberly has a docu series. She just put out a press release for her endorsement of president of who she wants to be the president. And I've been Katie and me needed your help with this because I told her we would put it up there, but I've been trying to get it up on our page and I can't get it up there.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I do not know why.
Hmm.
But we also have a full pack show tonight. We want to discuss um 7 coaching changes and what the WNBA this year.
Yeah,
We
that's
want to discuss that is crazy, crazy, crazy. And we have someone lost their child in the NFL this week, overnight. We'll delve a little bit into that. And then we have what else are we talking? A little bit of the World Series.
yes, yes. In fact, we might as well. Yeah, and then we were talking a little bit about concussions and how Michigan's quarterback
Yes.
is
And
maybe out of
Tua.
the game. Yep, and Tua. Yep. And let's face it, that's a lot for a half an hour show.
It really is. And
Half.
then we have a happy story too that I shared, and I'm trying to find that because you know what? I was missing ending our shows on a positive note. So we are going to do that. And I
Okay,
think actually Carrie found this one. So I want to make sure I find it and share it correctly. Sorry, I meant to save it as a link.
that's okay. While you're
Um,
doing that, I'll do a recap of like the World Series right now. If people don't know, I don't know who wouldn't have known this already, but
right.
the Dodgers are up 3-0. They are playing tonight, game number 4. If the Dodgers win, they sweep. They become the 22nd team to actually sweep a World Series. Or will the Yankees wake up, stop stressing, stop trying too hard, get the bats working, and actually pull out a game at home? It'll be to be determined. It starts in about a little over half an hour from now.
Woohoo. So who are you rooting for?
It's hard because I am a National League girl now because my Milwaukee Brewers are in the National League. I mean,
Right.
these two teams are the best records in the regular season. They're both historic franchises that have been around a long time. I mean, I don't want to see a sweep. I mean, these two. Let's face it; these two are also two of the hot, not the highest, but well up there in payroll, let's face it. So, I neither team are my teams. I would like to see. I had said I thought the series would go 7, and I thought the Yankees were going to take it. Now I'm really really doubting that, but people are really bringing it. The starting pitching, or at least for the Dodgers, has really come to play. They
Yeah,
they really shut.
they really have.
Mhm. Yeah, it's been pretty one-sided, especially in
Hmm.
the pitching. But this is the time they need to bring it all. Like the Yankees got to throw at them everything that they've got, because if they don't, I don't think they want to be the statistic where were swept in the World Series.
I would agree with you on that. No, because and that's just goes so against the Yankees grain. So, but I do know a lot of people are really disappointed about having not having the Subway playoff series. So, because I think that's happened a couple of times in my life. I
Mm-hmm.
know at least once, but I feel like it's been more than once.
But
You're like it has been.
I'd like to see some of the teams that have never made it. Or like there's one team that's never made it to the World Series, and that would be the Seattle. There's been like six or
Oh.
seven that have never won the World Series. They've been there, but they've never won it. My team, the Milwaukee Brewers, are one of those teams that have made it but have not won it. So I'd like to see some of that. I'm just glad that there's different team. I mean, these teams are in there this year, but that it's not the same teams every single. Hi, Adam. Every single
What
year.
up, A Money?
You know, last night, Scott, on 108 Stitches Baseball Talk on the South Florida Tribune YouTube channel, they were talking that the last 5 years, the World Series was in the state of Texas between the Astros and the Rangers. The Astros. So it's kind of
Oh
good to see
yeah,
somebody
I
different.
remember that.
Hmm.
I do remember that.
Yep.
That was actually a really good series too.
Hmm. Yeah.
That was really good. I remember that. There was one other topic that we forgot to mention, and this is actually a perfect topic for you and I because we're both bankers in our real life. So, but we'll only spend like less than a minute on this one.
Okay.
So, and this is one Carrie shared with us. So, there's a sports bettor, Taylor Mathis, and they came. So cryptocurrency was named after her, um, and like an NIL deal, right? So then she pumped it all over her social media platforms, got the prices rise, and dumped it when it spiked. Right. So they're saying that this came from NFL notifications on X, but they're saying that after being exposed to her crime, she donated her earnings to a children's hospital. Okay, that's a good thing to do, but there's no real big crimes. Um, Thank you, Carrie. Okay, she just sent us the happy story. We have two happy stories actually. So thank you, Carrie. Um, but then so because you and I know, like if we have a client applying for a mortgage, they can't use cryptocurrency as income, even if they're getting a lot of it, because crypto doesn't have the stops that stocks and bonds have.
Hmm.
They don't have the safeguards.
Right.
At one point, Venezuela did try to make Bitcoin the national currency. Like we all just kind of laughed. Anybody who knows anything, and you don't have to be a lifetime banker to know that was just dumb. Like,
Right. Exactly.
but I mean, so I'm just struggling with: was it the right thing to do to like spike and dump? No.
Hmm.
Do I understand why she did it? Yeah, get that money, girl. Like it's an NIL deal and there's no safeguards around it. Now, if anybody else knows more than I do or Candy does about this situation, please let us know because it actually is a little mind boggling to me why it's considered a crime. Now, if it were a stock, bond, anything in that nature, absolutely that would be a crime. But it's cryptocurrency. There's no real rules around it.
Hmm.
And that's the scary part. Okay. What do you think about that?
You know, I didn't read up a lot on it, so I wasn't as familiar with it. But anybody that uses crypto, I just have my reservations, you know. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree because I mean it's just yeah. We'll leave it at that. We've heard the stories of NFL players, like Caleb Williams even said this. He wanted half of his salary to be in crypto.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay, Caleb, sweetie, honey, you went to a much better college than I did. I know you learned something. You're still gonna get your taxes
I was gonna
on it.
say.
You're still gonna get taxed on it.
Mhm.
Bottom line.
Right.
Okay. On to our next topic. We had, and we'll both like really kind of talk about this, but we had 7 coaching changes in the WNBA in a week. So what are your thoughts on that, Candy? Did Megan ever answer? I started focusing on work today.
She did not. I was
Okay.
surprised. I was the Suns fired Coach White. So the Connecticut Suns have parted ways with their head coach Stephanie White after 2 seasons. She was 2023 Coach of the Year, but she's also been linked to the Indiana Fever and is a candidate to land that job. She was 55 and 25 and made 2 semifinal appearances during her tenure. Um, I was just surprised because, like the Indiana Fever, won't retain head coach Christy Sides. We are incredibly thankful to her. While decisions like this are never easy, it is also imperative that we remain bold and assertive in the pursuit of our goals, which includes maximizing our talent and bringing another WNBA championship back to Indiana. Coach Sides was an incredible representative of the Fever and our community, and we wish her nothing but the best and success in her future. Now, their postseason stint was short lived, but now more than half of the 12-team league is now seeking a new head coach. The Fever were the 6th franchise this offseason to create a vacancy on their sideline, joining the Los Angeles Sparks, Chicago Sky, Atlanta Dream, Dallas Wings, and Washington Mystics. So more than half their league is changing head coaching.
And it's crazy to me. I do need to ask my team lead something tomorrow. Um, and I will say that, obviously the Los Angeles Sparks started it all on September 24th.
Mm-hmm.
That's just insane. I feel like that means that there might be something systemically wrong. Because that's big. And it's funny because we were talking about this right after The Athletic wrote an article about the women's NCAA women's basketball, who coaches who have the most to do. And honestly, like Kara Lawson was on there. And honestly, that kind of surprises me, but not really, because I haven't seen Duke go to the Final Four for women's hoops.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I like Coach Lawson. Like, she's been nothing but gracious and kind to me. So that's not anything personal against her. But I expect more out of an Olympic women's basketball coach, an Olympic star.
And let's face it, the WNBA was on the rise. I mean, look at they were losing money, but look at what Caitlin Clark has done for the league. And so I was just surprised that so many teams I think I think the pressure of being a head coach has changed in not only the collegiate level, but as well as the professional level, because I think there's so much pressure to win now and produce results now. I mean, you see it even in the NFL, like, or in the NBA. I mean, how many coaches were fired like within the first couple of weeks last year or partway through because they're just not producing what they thought they were going to have. But I was just shocked when I saw that 7 out of the 12 teams were looking for a new head coach.
I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Our friend Eric Wilson knows a lot about women's basketball, and so does our girl Megan. Just saying, WNBA, call them up because they can at least be amazing assistant coaches. I'm just saying.
Oh,
just tossing it out there.
Megan, this is your opportunity. Go see what you can do.
Go do it, girl. Go. Yeah, because it just surprised me. And then what also surprised me is like Courtney Binghart from Carolina is up there too. And honestly, that's not surprising either because the highest we've gone was last year and second round NCAA tournament, and we lost to South Carolina.
Mhm.
Don Staley's at right now. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not fool ourselves until the NBA takes the Brinks truck, armored truck to her front porch and backs it down. She's there, or she's there.
Right.
And I have this interesting little theory. You know how Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark sparked everybody's intrigue and interest in the WNBA and women's hoops again, which is amazing and fantastic.
Mhm.
But in all honesty, you and I were around when the WNBA came about. And there was a lot of hoop then too.
Mhm.
So I feel like this isn't new hoopla, but I'm glad that it's gotten that breath of fresh air.
Right.
Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
That sounded, thank you. Sounded a little dyslexic in my ear. But yeah, we've got a bunch of coaches everywhere. If y'all have a chance, I can put the link up to this. Kim Caldwell at Tennessee. She's got a lot. Kelly Graves at Oregon. Yeah, and Kara Lawson, Coach Lawson, her record is 22-12. Sweet 16 lost to UConn last year. But she has technically only been there for 4 years, where Courtney Binghart has been at Carolina for 10 years.
Wow.
Stanford's head coach is up. There's a good mix match of all the coaches in here from Big Ten, SEC. The head coach to LSU needs to be on that list too because she's just not nice. She treats people bad. There's being a coach.
Tell me how you really feel.
There's being a good coach. There's being a tough, good coach. Telling your players what they don't want to hear. But then there's just being a butthead.
Yes.
And she's just a butthead. And that's being nice. Adam, if you're still listening, let us know what you think.
Okay. So we switch in and we want to go to, which do we want to go to? Do we want to go to Tua and the Michigan player?
Yeah, let's go there and then start with Michigan so we can segue into Tua.
Okay, so let's go to. So Michigan, wow. So Michigan's Tuttle, which is Michigan's quarterback, announced Monday that he's retiring from college football to prioritize his health. He's 25. He said that he sustained his 5th concussion in his most recent start against Illinois on October 19th. This decision, though difficult, comes after deep reflection and heartfelt conversations with my family, doctors, and loved ones, he said in a statement. The past year has been challenging, marked by a UCL repair in his throwing arm that he didn't fully recover from, which has caused ongoing issues. And unfortunately, the recent experience of enduring my 5th concussion has brought forth the painful truth that I need to start to prioritize my health. Throughout my college career, I've battled numerous injuries, culminating in this difficult choice to step away from playing the game that I love. I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people that have come out and said that Tua should retire. Now Tua's on
he should.
level. Tua's on an NFL level. He's gotten paid. He's getting paid. Whereas this is a college student yet. Has his whole career ahead of him. Tua's already made enough money that he's probably set for life. I mean, he just had that contract. So he's set for life. Whereas this senior or 25-year-old hasn't made any money in the NFL, not set for life, but is making a life-altering decision. And I give him a lot of credit because
I want to see him coach.
That could happen.
Because honestly, he knows enough. He can still make that money, and he can still participate in the sport he loves.
Yeah.
And that is true leadership.
Correct.
That's just true strength because, when Luke Kuechly retired, I didn't get mad because I was like, he's retiring for his health.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked what Coach Mike McDonald said to Tua earlier this year. He said, dude, you're the quarterback of your family. He was like, that's the most important thing. He was right. He is right.
Look at how many people, I mean, whether you like Brett Favre or not, him coming out and saying he has Parkinson's, and the reason being is because he took so many hits to the head. You have to take that into consideration.
You do.
That is going
to. And I'll say this. I honestly will say this. I really do. And that's it. Everybody's going to be like, you're just being a homer. No. Straight up. Cam Newton started calling the refs out and the officiating crew out on not protecting the quarterbacks. And in all honesty, if Brett Favre had done that, maybe we would have been a lot further along. But they weren't, and they don't. Mm-hmm. They still don't. Now, admittedly, Tua gave himself the last concussion he had because he ran into Damar Hamlin. Why the hell you want to run into Damar? The man literally died on a football field last year. Like, literally. And, sorry. Okay. Keep going, Candy. I don't want to interrupt you again.
No. I mean, I'm glad, like I just said, I'm just glad that a young college kid sought the help of everybody and the input of everybody and made a decision based on everybody's input. It wasn't an impulsive decision. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of us out there that wish Tua had made the same decision. But
our friend, this is a little like news breaking. Mike Patton, thank you so much for this. But your Jags and Marcia, if you're watching, your Jags just traded Cam Robinson. And from the compensation, it sounds like they were just trying to get rid of him. And also, we traded one of our wide receivers today, Deontay Johnson. So I'll go into that if we have time.
I was going to say, sorry. We're going to get a lot of that movement from the teams that aren't necessarily doing as well. Do we want to stick with the NFL because there's some very sad news coming out of the NFL?
Yeah, you can cover that.
San Francisco 49ers cornerback Charvarius Ward announced on Tuesday that his 1-year-old daughter, Amani Joy, has passed away. He said that she was born with a heart condition that required surgery. The doctors was like, if the hole closes up, she's good. One of them closed and the other kept expanding and getting bigger. It's really sad. He said that she brought so much joy to their life. So all I would say is prayers to him, his family, and everybody affecting that new Amani Joy. That's just sad.
Very sad. I started tearing up at work today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry. I choke up. You guys all know that. I cry over everything. I cry over commercials. Okay. What else do we want to talk about? Or do you want me to go to our 2 happy stories?
Let's go to our 2 happy stories because we're trying to limit our shows to 30 minutes. So
we're being good. We've got 5 minutes left. And that way you can go to the restroom before you go or finish your dinner.
You got it.
Okay, so we have 2. Now, anybody who watches the show on a regular basis knows I'm not the biggest Bama fan, right? Just because I feel like some players are not rated high enough. Some players are overrated coming out of Bama. And that's any school, but I just have my feels, okay? Mm-hmm. So, but this is really cool. So, the Crimson Tide football players, I'm not going to bring you all that, but this morning when the finalists were announced for the prestigious William V. Campbell Award, Bama quarterback Jalen Milroe had been named for as a finalist, and it took Jalen less than 3 years. Now, I'll give Alabama all their props for their scholastics and their academia. 3 years to graduate with a degree in business management and entrepreneurship. All right, I see you, intelligent one. I see you. He was an early enrollee at Alabama, and from the get-go, he hit the books. And he was also always reading his Bible before the games. I didn't know that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
He graduated last December, but he decided to stay on even after hearing of Saban's retirement. However, so Jalen, obviously still have to be in school. So Jalen is in grad school at Bama. He's on course to graduate with honors in December in a year with a master's degree, Candy. He's a smart kid. Like, y'all at Alabama, protect this young man, please. Thank you. But he won the award. And I thought that was really sweet. Sorry, I'm really tired. So I love that story. And again, I cry over everything, and you guys know that. So now this one's gonna make me cry. So Candy, if you need it, did you get it?
I don't think I got it.
Okay, hold on.
No, because I think she sent it to the other one.
Okay. I'm messaging it to you. Okay. Did you get it yet?
Yep, I just got it, but why is it not taking me to it?
So that one that I shared was one that I found from Alabama. And so for me to find something from Alabama that's really good and positive about football, I'm proud of me. Don, you should be proud of me too. Because you finally are the one that made me realize I really didn't like Alabama. And I'll start this if that's okay. Or did you get it pulled up?
No, it's not pulling up for me. It pulls up Facebook, but it doesn't pull up the story, so that's weird.
That is very weird. Okay, let me see.
It's okay.
Copy link. Okay.
15 minutes, so you can go for it.
So, Sarah Tukolsky of Western Oregon University came up to bat, and there were 2 runners on base, 1 strike against her, and they're adding a dream in her heart. Obviously, I don't know if it was so much a dream in her heart or the competitive spirit at that point in time, but they're kind of close. So, she smashed her first ever home run over the center field fence. As she was running to first base, she missed it. And so she turned to correct her mistake. She collapsed writhing in pain because she twisted her knee. She was writhing in pain from a knee injury. So I think she twisted her knee when, like, we all do that, like it's a tweak for us. When you're running and you do that, that could be colossal. However, her team, just per the rules, her teammates can't help her. So, Mallory Hopman, who is the star first baseman of Central Washington University, and her teammate Liz Wallace decided to do the unthinkable. And they carried her around the bases. Sorry. Didn't get any sleep last night, guys. And this was really sweet and made me cheer up the first time I read it. And the second time. But so what they did is, because it was her right knee that was messed up, so they made her touch with her left foot. Each base.
Awesome.
So I love that.
True sportsmanship.
True sportsmanship. Now, everybody, scoot on over to South Florida Tribune, where you're going to see my girl Candy Cane and her hubby, my brother from another mother, Scott Morganroth from Detroit.
Yes.
And
Inside
what show is tonight? What show is tonight? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Inside the Pigskin.
Woohoo! Football talk.
Yes.
And I'll send this to you again where you can read it if you want without me crying.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for all the comments, and we will talk to you later on.
Sounds good. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay, I think I ended it.